Hi, my name is Chester, and my presentation is titled The Emerald Ash Borer, a small bug causing a big problem for America. My personal interest in researching EAB is that one big reason to care about it is that it affects our state. Also, I like to go camping and need to know how to recognize the signs of emerald ash borer infestation, to be able to know which woods I shouldn't move from the area when camping. By not moving the wood, I can also help from spreading EAB. As well as EAB can be a harm to our economy, which is one reason we need to help control EAB. So what is emerald ash borer, also known as EAB? Emerald ash borer is an invasive metallic green beetle that is native to northeastern Asia. It survives by feeding on ash trees. It's thought to have come into Michigan through crates made of ash wood from Asia. The emerald ash borer has a life cycle of about 1 to 2 years. So how does the EAB harm trees? Well, a single female emerald ash borer can lay anywhere between 50 to 100 eggs inside the bark of an ash tree. Once the larvae hatch, about 1 week after being laid, they begin to burrow their way inside the bark and into the cambium, feeding off of the bark and the thallium of the tree. As the larvae feed on the tree, they create these little S-shaped carvings called galleries. These galleries are just one sign of infection in an ash tree. As the larvae continue to feed and carve more and more galleries into the tree, they cut off the supply of water and carbohydrates in the tree, which causes branch dieback, as well as the canopy to begin to slowly die, ultimately killing the tree. Why EAB is such a large problem? Well, the emerald ash borer was first discovered in Michigan in 2002, and in the 16 years since, its discovery has spread to 33 states, covering most of the East Coast, the Midwest, and major portions of Canada. The emerald ash borer was able to spread very rapidly due to the immense amount of ash trees found in the U.S., which is roughly around 7.5 billion trees. One example of recorded loss is in National Capital Region forests. In 2010, it was estimated that there was about 300,000 ash trees in NCR forests. The latest NCR estimate, taken in 2017, is that the emerald ash borer has already claimed 100,000 of their trees. That is a loss of a third of ash trees in as little as 7 years. Here we have a series of graphs that show the amount of ash trees per hectare, which is equal to 100 square acres. As you can see with the two left graphs, since 2016, the amount of ash trees and saplings in NCR forest has drastically decreased. However, there is some good news, as presented by the graph on the right. The amount of seedlings is increasing, possibly due to the amount of seeds dropped by the dead ash trees. Here we have a diagram that shows how much of the U.S. EAB had infected when it was first discovered in 2002. And in this diagram, we can see how much of the U.S. has been infected with EAB in the last 16 years. This is a picture of what the effects of EAB can look like in a Toledo area after just 3 years. So why should you care about the loss of ash trees? In some forests, the ash trees may account for up to half of the trees, and the loss of these trees can lead to large-scale deforestation, affecting the plants and animals that live in these forests. The loss of ash trees will affect the tree canopy, causing an increase in light availability inside the forest, which can lead to increased amounts of growth in other trees and plants, as well as an increase in the amount of non-native plant species. The loss of ash trees also affects the animals in the forest. One example of this is in the amount of other insects that are dependent on the ash trees, which can host up to 150 different species of native moths and butterfly larvae. With the loss of these ash trees, these native species may not have a place for their larvae, causing their numbers to greatly reduce. This may also lead to less food for native birds to feed on, causing yet another reduction in native species. EAB can also harm our economy in several ways. Dead ash trees can affect roadways, structures, and causing costly damage to houses, businesses, and parks. Dead trees may also be expensive to remove due to their size and the equipment needed to remove them. There are many different industries that actually use the lumber produced from ash trees for their products. Ash wood is very durable and is great for absorbing shock without splintering. These characteristics are why ash wood is used to produce the classic wooden baseball bat, hockey sticks, oars, and even handles for tools. Ashwood is also used for its appearance to make furniture, hardwood flooring, and with the loss of these ash trees, these industries will suffer while they try to find a substitute for the lumber they provide is provided by ash trees. In conclusion, the emerald ash borer is a problem that has quickly spread throughout the U.S. and may cause many different problems. It has the potential to do substantial damage to our environment as well as our economy. But there are options for managing this pest that are beginning to come into play. One form of control has been to treat the infected trees with insecticides. This is a temporary solution. Some forms only last a year, while at best they can last 2 years. But another form of control that's looking promising is integrated pest management, introducing a natural predator to the emerald ash borer to help monitor its population. This predator being introduced are 4 different forms of parasitoid wasp. It is still early to tell how effective these wasps will be at managing the emerald ash borer, but as of now, there is evidence that shows that they are able to protect at least smaller ash trees. Hopefully, with the use of these wasps and other protective measures, we will finally be able to turn the tide in the fight with the emerald ash borer.